Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren from Lauren and the Books. David's doing some adjusting. Adjusted? Yeah. Adjusted. Today I am going to be partaking in the Independent Book Week tag that I was kindly tagged in by Jean from Jean's Bookish Thoughts. Hi Jean, thanks for tagging me. This is a super exciting tag because not only is it Independent Book Week next week, I am going shopping to some independent bookshops in London next weekend, so I feel very, very excited about that, to be doing that in Independent Book Week. That's just all the dreams coming true at all times. So there are a few questions. I'm going to jump straight in because there's quite a few and I imagine I'll be waffling. I'm going to take a gulp of tea first. Pucker tea, lemon, ginger and manuka honey. Not bad. I'm always going to go for tea pigs if I'm going for tea, but this will suffice if there's no tea pigs available. Never Twinings though. Twinings tea bags I think just taste like, they smell delicious but they taste like water, mouldy water. Anyway, the Independent Book Week tag. I will link the original video and Jean's video down below so we can all have a lovely little look at those. The first one is, what books are currently in your bag? I've got my bag down here. This is my trendy bag because I've got an Adidas bag because I'm a cool 14-year-old. I've got 3 books in here I believe. The first one is The Girl in the Red Coat by Kate Hamer. I read this a few months ago. I've just this second got back from, I do a radio show, a monthly radio book club on my local radio show in Swale, and we were talking about The Girl in the Red Coat by Kate Hamer and summer reads in particular. I think this will make a great summer read. It's a good page turner, etc, etc. Quite enjoyed that. Next time we will be talking about translated fiction, and then we will be talking, and I picked this book in particular to talk about, which is The Master of Knots by Massimo Carlotto, which is translated from Italian, and it's Mediterranean noir, which is a genre I've never heard of, so I feel very excited about that. And then I've got the book that I'm actually reading at the moment. There's my key. Which is, now I don't know if any of you have heard of this, it's quite a niche market, it's quite like nobody really heard of it. It's called Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban by J.K. Rowling. So I was reading Arcadia and I got like 30% in and I was just like, I'm not taking this in, and I don't know if that's me or because to begin with I was really enjoying the book and then I just sort of stopped taking it in and I was like, oh, I think I need something to cleanse my reading palette, and what better way to cleanse your reading palette than to read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. So I like to reread them every year anyway, and it just so happens that this is the one I'm up to at the moment, which is quite late in the year to be reading this, isn't it? Because I've still got another 4 to go after this. Yeah, 4 to go after this. But yeah, so that's what I'm reading at the moment. Anyway, question number 2 is, I have to keep unlocking my phone. What's the last great book you read? So the last great book I read was The Vegetarian by Han Kang. I will link my my review of it down below. I absolutely adored it. I loved the feeling of it. I loved the fact that it was really creepy and awful, but at the same time felt very calm when I was reading it. I loved the subject matter. I've never read anything like it. I loved the multiple perspectives. I loved the front cover. I loved everything about it. The only thing I don't love is that it was a library copy and I don't own it anymore, so I am going to be buying myself a copy. It's a shame I haven't actually seen the copy that I reviewed, that I will insert here, the copy that I had from the library, of which a front cover I will insert here. I haven't seen in any of the shops. I've seen an equally beautiful front cover with a beautiful iridescent pink like wing on it, which will be the copy I have to buy, I imagine. But yeah, I haven't actually seen the beautiful front cover that I reviewed, but never mind. Number 3, what book have you gifted the most? What book have I gifted the most, David?
Don't know.
Is there a regular book? David's got toothache. You alright? He's not very happy. The book I've gifted the most, I can't actually think of anyone. Oh, I tell you what, for Christmas just gone, I bought from the Book People the Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie box set, which has got the 3 books. It's got Half a Yellow Sun, Purple Hibiscus and Americana in. I bought that for my sister and for my cousin Laura. My sister Charlotte, my cousin Laura. So that's that's one that I gifted, I'd say, a lot over Christmas, twice in the same Christmas. That's one I probably gifted a lot. I've got a feeling there was a book that I would buy a lot of. Oh, I tell you what, I bought quite a lot of people The Rosie Project by, and I've forgotten who on earth it's by. I'll insert a picture of it here, we'll know. I never forget who books are by. That's upset me. I never forget who books I buy. I bought quite a few people the Rosie Project because I just found it quite an interesting sort of look on dating and society, and a good story as well. The Rosie Effect, on the other hand, rubbish, disappointing for me. But the Rosie Project I bought for quite 3 or 4 people. I remember buying it for, because it was quite good. Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. The next question is, what's your favourite independent bookshop? So, I didn't realise until I watched Jean's video that Foyles is an independent bookstop. So I bloody love it in Foyles, and it's such it's just like a happy place for me. So that might even count. But I've also been to the London Review Bookshop, which I really like. It's very calm and quiet and nice in there, and I had a nice sit down with a map book downstairs for quite a long while. Just looked through the book of maps, just enjoying it in there. Nice comfy sofa in there, and then I liked the layout of it upstairs and everything, and the staff members were very, very friendly, so I liked it in there. I've also been to Word on the Water, which is a second-hand bookshop, which I don't know if that counts as an independent bookshop, but that was also very enjoyable. That is a bookshop that is on a longboat, and had lots and lots of second-hand books. 3 second-hand books for £5 in fact, so I was like in my element there. That was very enjoyable. Question number 5 is, what's been your favourite book recommended by a bookseller or a fellow booktuber? So actually, I've never had a book recommended to me by a bookseller in a bookshop. I feel like that would be all my dreams come true if that happened. But most of the books I now read are recommended by booktubers. So The Vegetarian was obviously an amazing book that was recommended by, I can't even pinpoint it down to who first read it. I remember watching a review of Jean, I keep talking about you today. Jean, that she did in October last year. That might have been the first one. Another book, my favourite book from last year was Americana, and I remember seeing it at the library and then watching a review of Mercedes's, and then being like, oh, I must read that, and then went and got it out from the library off the back of that. So yeah, that was another one. So just all of my, I'm getting pretty good now at picking up books that I know I'll enjoy. I rarely DNF a book unless it's one that I've been forced to read for book club. Not that doesn't sound fun. I enjoy book club very much, but yeah, I rarely DNF a book now, and all the recommendations I get are good. Thank you. Question number 6 is, what's your favourite bookshop memory? Now, I don't have a very good memory. I tell you what was a lovely day. Me, Verity from Nerdy English Girl, who doesn't post so many booktube videos anymore, and Katie from Books and Things, who posts wonderful booktube videos. We went on an independent bookshop tour last year, I think it was like the 1st of November. It was late October, early November. It was still a lovely day. I remember it being beautiful sunshine, us walking around. And we went to lots and lots of different independent bookshops, which was lovely, and just had a nice chat about booktube all day long and things like that. That was a lovely day. I also remember spending a very nice day in Rochester in Kent. There is a bookshop there called Baggins's, which is a second-hand bookshop. It is massive. It looks tiny from the front, but it goes back. I think it might be, is it Britain's largest second-hand bookshop, David?
Yes.
I think it is, yeah. Or it's, David's saying yes, he doesn't know. Or it might be Britain's second largest. I think the sign says Britain's second largest. It's in Rochester. It's absolutely amazing, and it looks very small from the outside. And I remember spending a lovely day in Rochester High Street with my mum and my sister a couple of years ago, and then we went into there, and I was just in there for bloody ages. And my sister was like listening to all the recommendations, so she was just buying loads of stuff, and I felt really like smug and pleased with myself that she was buying things that I enjoyed. She probably doesn't read any of them though, because she reads like, she's the slowest reader I've ever met in my life. I love her dearly, but she's the slowest reader I've ever met in my life. Question number 7, what do bookshops mean to you? What do you love about them? So bookshops are my happy place. Like, that's a lie. Bookshops are my second happy place. My happy place is sitting on the sofa with a nice bit of light, probably about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, about 5:30, 6 o'clock, nice light coming through, south facing lounge, very nice, and a cup of tea, nice cup of tea, just a nice quietness, nice bit of breeze coming through, Minnie somewhere close, David obviously somewhere close. David also reading at the same time. I love to see him read. Just sitting there reading. That's my happy place, but that's not what the question was about. The question was about what do bookshops mean to you? Bookshops mean a lot to me. I'm sure they do to all booktubers. But when I'm in there, I just feel so content, and I could spend hours in there. And David does very well to stay in there for as long as I do, but I honestly, I could spend hours in there, couldn't I, David? I just spend so much time just walking around looking at everything, and I can go back to the beginning, and I just feel so calm in there, and just they just mean so much to me that they're just like such a calming influence to me. I love a bookshop, I really do. Number 8, what are the books that made you? Which books have most affected or influenced you? So this is probably going to be quite a standard answer, but like the Harry Potter series made me the person I am today. So I absolutely adore those books. I feel very emotional every time I talk about them. I love them so much. He's here. I love them so much. I love the characters, I love the story, I love the fact that I reference Harry Potter daily. I love the relationship I now have with my dad because of Harry Potter. I love the relationship I have with my best friend Emma because of Harry Potter. These are obviously people I had relationships before, but like Harry Potter has just meant so much to those people as well as me, and I just think they're just amazing books, something to be super proud of as a sort of nation that is where Harry Potter came from, that like it came from England, and it didn't come from England, it came from the UK and J.K. Rowling, and I just adore it, and I think about it all the time, and I really think it has made me the person I am today. Other books I read, I was always into reading, so I think Matilda at a very early age made me, like cemented me to be the reader that I am today. Matilda by Roald Dahl, that is like an amazing book that definitely has shaped my reading. I just remember reading it as a child, thinking I was Matilda and just adoring it. So yeah, those two mainly. There's other books that have like opened my eyes to things. So I mentioned earlier Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. That's something that like, I remember saying it in the review, it answered questions about race that and immigration that I didn't even know I had. I feel the same about Fishnet by Kirsten Innes, which is a book about the sex industry. That answered questions about the sex industry that I didn't even know I had. There's been books that have really influenced me and like educated me and opened my eyes to things. Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, also We Should All Be Feminists. That was a great introduction to feminism for me, so I enjoyed that too. There's many books. Like I feel like I get something from all books. Like every book I read, apart from My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante, I feel like there's always going to be something I'm going to take, something that's I'm going to add it to my little DNA makeup. The next question is, what book do you recommend readers gift for Father's Day? So I agree with Jean on this. Like, this is difficult because all fathers are different. Here is a picture of my father. I'll insert it here. He loves having his photo taken, so he's going to love having his photo on YouTube. My dad, things he's into, Harry Potter. He loves Harry Potter, and he's very good at remembering it. He's only read them, I think he's rereading them for the 3rd time now, and I can ask him questions and he knows everything. Like, for instance, I mean, he's going to fall off the table. For instance, he asked me before what the name of the executioner who comes to kill Buckbeak. Spoilers! Really trying to get on the table. She keeps slipping off because she's so fluffy. And he knew that the answer was McNair. Like, he knew that. He was amazing. Like, he knows things like that. So for Christmas, I bought him the Harry Potter box set, the new Harry Potter box set that's going around at the moment, that's got like the new covers on it. I haven't got them here. I wish I did. I might try and insert a photo here. He also is proper into bird watching and birds in general. So there's a few books like Chris Packham has recently bought a autobiography out, which is called something Fingers in the Sparkle Jar or something. That's about birds. H is for Hawk. That's a book I read last year that's about birds. These are all books that I think he might read. But do you know what he likes reading most? Cheap science fiction. That's what he says when I say, what are you reading? Cheap science fiction. He buys cheap science fiction on his Kindle and just reads cheap science fiction all the time, like massive 12-volume cheap science fiction. So I might buy him some cheap science fiction. So they're the sort of books that I would buy my dad. Hi Dad, if you're watching. Number 10 is, what book is currently at the top of your TBR pile? Well, I actually have next to me, where I sit in front of my bookshelf, I also got a stool that I keep all books that are on my TBR pile. Obviously, I also have cookbooks there because I'm always looking in cookbooks. These are two of my faves. but those aren't my TBR pile. So that's David's book as well, and that's my book journal. So coming up in book club, I've got I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh. That's on my online book club. This, I believe it's about something that happened in the past being revisited, etc, etc, but I haven't heard any bad things about it, so that's supposed to be good. I'm also going to be reading the chapters for this month's read along for Our Mutual Friend by Charles Dickens, which is hosted by Katie from Books and Things. I mentioned her earlier, and I'll link her channel down below. That's a read along that we're doing this month, so I've got to read. I'm currently on page 44, and I think we're reading up to page 86, so 40 pages, which I will get around to doing as well. I've also got books here, Kitchens, these are also going to be hopefully read this month. Kitchens of the Great Midwest by J. Ryan Stradle, The Butcher's Hook by Janet Ellis, which I've just watched Jen Campbell's video about her top books of 2016 so far, and she mentioned this in there, and I was like, bloody hell, I've got to read that. And yeah, that's it. So those are the books that I've sort of got planned for reading on my TBR next. I have very much enjoyed doing this tag. I'll do my housework afterwards. I very much enjoyed doing this tag, so thank you so much to G for tagging me in it. I tag Kristin from Vienna Waite's books, I tag Joss from Scribbles Reads, and I tag Brittany from Under the Radar books. They're my genre-thon babes. I tag you all, and I hope you're all well. See you soon. Bye!